Riley was such a special girl. She was the love of our lives. She was our miracle child who was always happy and laughing and dancing.
Riley was our first grandchild, and that was very special.
She was just a bundle of energy. She was, present and aware every day. She was always thinking of others, and she was my best friend.
She picked up hula hooping like it was like the easiest thing ever, and none of her friends could do it, and she was a little show off with it. She could hula hoop for like an hour.
Towards her 5th birthday, she learned it. She was so proud of herself, the way she could wiggle it and make it work. And first it was all of 5 seconds, then it became 10 seconds, and then a half hour.
She was a girly girl. She was the light of our lives.
She loved to play dress up.
She loved to play dress up, and she had the most infectious laugh.
She was a fun girl. She had a personality that was just unreal as far as connecting with people.
If you met her, you instantly fell in love with her.
If the kids put anything in their mouth, she would scream like, there was a crisis on our hands. And if anyone was, too close to a pool or near stairs, or if there was any sort of danger, she'd make sure parents were alerted.
She had the biggest heart. And she was the best older cousin. She always watched out for her little cousins, making sure, as Jeff said, everyone was okay.
She was always so caring and almost motherly with Olivia.
There's just so many memories, all at once, like an avalanche that comes over me when I think of her.
She was filled with so much love and joy. She just lit up everything. She always had that wonderful smile about her. No one ever touched my life like she did. She was an amazing little girl.
It was 2008. The financial markets collapsed and I was out of work at the same week that she was born. And I was in this fight with her every month of her life. I would write her a different letter to help her understand her panhypopituitarism, and that we were both on this journey together, and that I was committed to being there for her every step of the way.
We celebrated her 5th birthday on December 12th at Benihana, which was her favorite place. And I remember her not feeling well the next day at school. And I had dinner with my family and went out for a few hours. And I came home and she was sound asleep. I gave her a kiss. I went in my room, and for whatever reason it was, my kids could sleep till 9 on a Saturday. This is now Saturday morning, and something woke me up at like 5:30, between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. I can't remember the time exactly, but I got to check on Riley. So I went running into her room, and that's when I found her unconscious in her bed. We, called 911. She was admitted to the hospital, and we just, we took it moment by moment. I mean, we didn't know what they were going to tell us. The first thing they did tell us was that she suffered a severe seizure. They finally told us, I think in day 4, that this was the end for her. She had severe brain damage and wasn't going to come out of this. It wasn't until the night before she passed that we were approached by New Jersey Sharing. And a young woman over there, Sarah, who was one of their representatives, approached us, and Allie and I, and we talked for probably 2 hours.
Both Allie and Mitch opened up to me a lot about the kind of little girl that Riley was, and Mitch showed me a scrapbook of Riley, and Allie told me so many stories about her. Organ donation made sense for Riley and for this family.
She discussed organ donation, she discussed giving the gift of life, but it was how she said it, it was what she said, it was with love and empathy and respect.
On my ride home from St. Barnabas, I called one of our administrators from the Sharing Network, and I told them that this family was so special, and I said something amazing is going to come out of all of this. I was only able to comprehend her passing and to make it have any sense
was because of the new journey that her and I were about to embark on. I called up the Sharing Network and I said, I recently lost my child. Sarah from your organization was there to get us through this time. Our daughter gave the gift of life. We're starting a foundation and I need your help. I need to meet with someone immediately.
Here is a father who just lost his daughter who just saved the lives of 2 other people. And all he could think about was saving more people and helping more people. So he talked about how he could do that through philanthropy, through raising money in Riley's memory, and wanted our assistance in figuring out how best to use those philanthropic dollars.
We are what's known as an organ procurement organization. We've been designated by the federal government for almost 30 years to service most of the state of New Jersey, to identify potential organ donors and, if possible, to recover and allocate those organs to save a person's life. The Sharing Network is a not-for-profit organization, so we're limited in the amount of funds that we can develop for certain public education or research activities.
Our mission is to increase the number of lives saved through organ and tissue donation. We do that through public education and awareness programs, through research in our state-of-the-art lab that is located at our facility in New Providence, and through support of donor families.
It is not just our purpose and our commitment, it is a shared purpose with New Jersey Sharing, okay? And it's a commitment that we have in common with everybody that supports Riley's dance.
I mean, from the first time I walked into the Sharing Network, it felt like home. Everyone is so caring and selfless, and it's just an angelic place.
The way they embraced Riley's dance and came together is an amazing thing.
Within 2 weeks of that meeting, the introduction meeting with New Jersey Sharing, within 2 weeks, we were sitting in front of St. Barnabas creating a crisis fund.
They have a crisis fund set up with all of the transplant centers in New Jersey, that if there is a patient or a family in need of a transplant and they just can't seem to make ends meet, that they would help assist those families through crisis funding.
The work that Mitch and Allie are doing through the foundation, through Riley's Dance, is just so important, and it's so needed by these families who are facing a devastating diagnosis and lifelong chronic illness. They've been able to assist us with all kinds of needs, from insurance premiums so a patient doesn't lose their insurance, medication coverage, rental assistance, transportation.
If they could relieve a little bit of the stress, the financial stress on a family at that time, so that the family can focus on getting their loved one better and healthy and back into life and living, that would be their mission.
I can remember one of the first families they helped was one of our youngest transplant patients. She was a 2-year-old child, the youngest of 3 children, and living with her single mom, really struggling to take care of this family. And at the time of her transplant, they were living in an apartment that really was substandard. They needed to have some funds to pay for a rent deposit for a more appropriate apartment. And this was one of the first families that we went to Riley's Dance, and of course they were happy to help us.
They are a great family. They have a lot of great friends who have really bought into the mission of their foundation.
We can already see it catching on. Riley is an adorable little girl with big blue eyes that melts anybody's hearts.
To raise the money, we've had probably 12 events in the past 9 months. A cycling event out here, we've had a Barry's Boot Camp event in the city.
There have been dance events, shopping events. They held a golf outing as part of the Sharing Network golf outing, and they're currently working on a gala.
We're actually going to Pasadena over New Year's for the Rose Bowl Parade because Riley's getting honored.
The community and our family and friends have been so supportive and so beyond generous.
My children are going to think about doing something on Long Island, some kind of fundraiser that they can start. Emma's talked about it, and Mia's talked about maybe doing like a bake sale for Riley's dance and donating the money.
Everywhere I go, store owners and restaurant owners and the people at Benihana ask about her still, and the salespeople at Toys R Us, they all knew Riley. She was just a ball of fire.
Everybody knows Riley's story and Riley's dance. She'll never be forgotten.
I am responsible, obviously, for performing a lot of our transplant surgeries, a lot of our living donor surgeries, coordinating care of patients, and I also do organ recovery surgery for the New Jersey Organ and Tissue Sharing Network. Here at St. Barnabas, we have over 1,000 patients waiting now for kidney transplantation, and many of those patients are going to wait in excess of 5 years, and some of those patients will not be able to wait.
Upwards of 18 people a day die waiting for an organ. And there are almost 5,000 New Jersey residents waiting for a transplant. So Riley's Dance and other foundations like that act as a multiplier to help us get the word out to help save lives.
I was the surgeon that performed the recovery surgery of Riley's kidneys, and then I also transplanted those kidneys into our recipients here at St. Barnabas Medical Center.
Her life lives on through 2 recipients that Riley gave life to.
We recently met her right kidney recipient. She's a 37-year-old woman from Puerto Rico, but now living in New Jersey, who was only born with 1 kidney and had been very sick from her teenage years on. She had been on the list for a long time, awaiting a transplant, and her dream came true December 20th when she got the call from St. Barnabas that they had a donor for her.
She had so much strength to come in and help give us a little closure. We knew we made the right decision and we knew we were helping others, right? But it wasn't tangible, but meeting her, for me, gave me that closure.
Organ and tissue donation saves lives. It brings hope to families like Riley's. For Mitch and Allie, I feel like they had already begun healing because of that decision they made on Riley's behalf.
Mitch and Allie are 2 of the most generous and thoughtful people that I've ever met, and we're so happy to have them part of the Sharing Network family.
That first night that I spent with Allie and Mitch, it changed my life. It's meant so much to see what they've done in her name.
We're so happy to be part of Riley's Dance, and I know that this is going to continue to thrive as long as Mitch and Allie are the driving force behind their mission.
It was awe-inspiring to watch this family continue to think of other people at a most tragic time in their lives.
I'm so proud to be a part of this and to have my granddaughter be honored by the Sharing Network.
Riley! She sees a rainbow in heaven.
In the 5 years that she was with us, she touched so many people, and she brought so much love and laughter to so many people.
We miss you, Riley, and we think of you every single day, and every moment or holiday we think of you, and we'll never forget you.
She had a zest for life, and she was kind and adorable, and I miss her a lot.
She was your best friend, right? Like your sister.
She just showed me what true strength is. She wanted to please everybody around her. No matter what she was going through, she wanted to make everybody else happy.
She humbled me, she made me a better person, she made me a better mommy. She taught me to not take one single life for granted and to live my life to the fullest, and I'm gonna do so in her honor.